Hi everyone, I'm Bubbles from Susan's family. Today, I'll show you a cute ice cream cone egg bag, Albing version. This product consists of two parts, the upper and lower sections. We start by crocheting the lower part. Once it's done, we move on to the upper part. Let's begin with the lower section. It includes the cone, the net bag, the drawstring, and the lace trim. Most of this product is presented in the form of a chart. Next, I'll teach you how to understand the chart. In the chart, R plus number indicates the round number, H plus number represents the row number. Stitch instructions, column, shows the stitch techniques needed for crocheting that particular round, as well as any increases or decreases required. The total stitches, column, indicates all the stitches used in that particular round, shows the total number of stitches after completing all crocheting. Let's start by learning how to crochet the cone. Use the magic ring technique to begin. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the starting chain. The stitch techniques used include X single crochet. Now, let's show. Take out the corresponding color yarn. For convenient watching, I will demonstrate using yarn in a different color here. For specific yarn color schemes and crochet hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Then, we'll crochet the first round. Make one beginning chain. Crochet 4 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. You can mark the first stitch if you like. If you can find the position of the first stitch, you don't have to mark it. Use a stitch marker if you have one to mark it, or if you don't have one, you can use a safety pin or paperclip as an alternative. This won't be repeated in later steps. After crocheting, tighten the ring. Then join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet, which is the stitch we marked earlier. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Now let's move on to the second round. Work one chain as beginning chain. Start with the 2 single crochets into the same stitch, in the same position as the slip stitch. While crocheting, make sure to weave in the yarn tail. Then continue working 2 single crochets into the same sticks, along the stitches from the previous round. Work this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. The side with the starting chain yarn tail is the wrong side. The other side is the right side. You can also mark the right side if you prefer. When crocheting, always keep the right side facing out. This completes the second round. Now let's move on to the third round. Work 1 chain as beginning chain. Then crochet the stitch pattern inside the parentheses. Parentheses indicate a group of stitches. Times a number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. Start with the first group. Crochet 1 single crochet. Then make 2 single crochets into the same stitch. This completes the group in the parentheses. Continue crocheting according to the group pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the third round. Now follow the chart and keep crocheting all the way to the sixth round. You will encounter rounds with no increases or decreases later. This means 1 stitch corresponds to 1 stitch crocheted. The number of stitches after completing this round will be the same as the previous round. Please complete it on your own now. After finishing, move on to crochet the 7th round. Here, I'll demonstrate using the original yarn material. From here on, you need to follow the stitch pattern chart while watching. Start with 1 beginning chain. Crochet 3 single crochets first. Then make 1 front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. First, pick the first single crochet from round 5. Work an incomplete front post double crochet. Insert the crochet hook from right to left on the front side. Insert into the single crochet stitch. Then pull the yarn through. Slightly enlarge the loop. Yarn over, draw the yarn through the first 2 loops. That's how you complete an incomplete front post double crochet. Next, continue with round 5. Skip 2 stitches. Pay attention. Here is a 2 single crochets into the same stitch. That is, these 2 stitches. Then work another incomplete front post double crochet. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. This completes the front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Next, skip 1 single crochet. Then work 3 single crochets. After completing them, work another front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. First, at the same insertion point as the second incomplete stitch of the previous front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Work 1 incomplete stitch. Then work 1 incomplete stitch. Next, skip 2 stitches. Work another incomplete stitch. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. This completes another front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Now, continue in the same way. Refer to the pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. That completes the 7th round. Now let's move on to the 8th round. Make 1 beginning chain. Start with the 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Then work 4 single crochets. Follow with another 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Continue referring to the pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. That completes the 8th round. Now let's work on the 9th round. Chain 1 as beginning chain. Start with 2 single crochets. Then work 1 front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. First, on the last front post double crochet, 2 stitches together of the 7th round. Work an incomplete single crochet, insert the hook and work the entire stitch pattern. Then on the second front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Work another incomplete single crochet. Then yarn over and draw through all loops. After finishing, skip one stitch. Work 1-2 single crochets into the same stitch. Then work 2 more single crochets. Follow with another front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Pay attention to refer to the pattern for inserting the hook. Finish by working this round completely. When crocheting later, be mindful of the positions for some 2 single crochets into the same stitch. You need to work one of the stitches as a corresponding front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. That is, after finishing the front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. There's no need to skip any stitches. Complete this round all the way down. After finishing, join with a slip stitch and tighten. This completes the 9th round. Next, everyone refer to the pattern. Work the 10th round evenly without increasing or decreasing. After completing it, move on to crochet the 11th round. Make 1 beginning chain. Start by crocheting 2 single crochets first. Then work a front post double crochet. Pick up from the 9th round. And correspondingly crochet the front post double crochet, 2 stitches together. Begin by picking this stitch and working an incomplete stitch. Then yarn over and draw through all loops. This completes 1 front post double crochet. Then continue with 2 single crochets. Pay attention, there is no need for any skipped stitches here. Then pick the same position as the previous front post double crochet again. And work another front post double crochet. Next, refer to the chart and finish this round completely. After completing it, join with a slip stitch. Tighten. This completes the 11th round. Next, we will crochet the 12th round. Let's take a look first. One stitch has these 2 loops. The loop closer to you is the front loop. The one farther away from you is the back loop. For this round, we will only pick up the front loops for crocheting. Start with one beginning chain. Then pick the front loop and work one single crochet. Followed by picking the front loop and working 1-2 single crochets into the same stitch. Continue to crochet all the way around. After finishing, slip stitch normally into the next stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 12th round. Next, we will crochet the 13th round. Make one beginning chain. For this round, you need to turn the piece before crocheting. Turn the work over, position the wrong side facing you. Start by crocheting slip stitches along the stitches. Note, the slip stitches here form an oval shape, meaning they should not be pulled too tight. After turning the work, the stitch will be located at the top left position. Continue to crochet this round completely. Pay attention, there is one more stitch, so don't miss it. After finishing, slip stitch into the braid of the first slip stitch. Tighten. This completes the 13th round. Next, let's work on the 14th round. Make one beginning chain. For this round, you also need to turn your work. Make sure the right side of the piece is facing you. Let's take a look. The braid closest to you belongs to the 12th round stitches. The braid further away from you is the braid of the 13th round slip stitches. Follow along the braid of the slip stitches. Work one single crochet into each stitch. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Tighten. This completes the 14th round. Leave a bit of tail and fasten off the yarn. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side. Up to this point, the egg cone is done. Next, let's learn how to crochet the net bag. Continue crocheting upward along the egg cone for one more round. The new stitch technique used here is double crochet. Now, let's show. Take the corresponding color of yarn. Let's take a look first. Behind the 12th round of single crochets, there are horizontal bars like this. Pick any stitch from the 12th round to join the yarn. Note: do not pick up the remaining half stitches from the 11th round. Then work 6 chain stitches. Then skip 4 stitches. Continue to pick up a bar from the back. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work 6 chain stitches. Then skip 4 stitches again. Work 1 slip stitch. Continue with this process. Complete this round. After finishing the last 3 chains, work 1 double crochet at the joining position to connect. That's it for the first round. Now let's move on to the second round. Start with 6 chain stitches. In this round, you'll work slip stitches in the chain spaces from the previous round. Work 6 chain stitches in between. Complete this round. After finishing the last 3 chains in the previous round, work 1 double crochet on the connecting stitch. That completes the second round. Next, everyone continue to refer to the pattern. Finish the last 2 rounds as well. The crocheting method is identical to the second round. After completing, leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That concludes the tutorial for the net bag. Now let's crochet the drawstring. Take out the same yarn used for the net bag. Crochet a chain braid of the corresponding length. Refer to the pattern for the exact length. My sample is shorter. After crocheting, leave a yarn tail of about 10 centimeters and fasten off. Next, thread the drawstring through the chain spaces of the last round of the net bag one by one. Finally, thread the yarn tail onto a sewing needle. Connect the ends of the chain braid to form a circle. Lastly, hide the yarn tail. Make sure to also hide the other yarn tail. That concludes the tutorial for the drawstring. Next, let's learn how to crochet the lace trim. We'll also use the magic ring method. Crochet along the ring. The new stitches we'll use include half double crochet 3 stitches into the same stitch, half double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch, and double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch. Now, let's demonstrate. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Next, crochet the first round. Make 1 beginning chain. Then work 4 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. You can also make a marker here if you like, but I won't mark it this time. After finishing, close the loop. Then slip stitch and pull tight. That completes the first round. Next, refer to the pattern chart and work the second round. The crochet method is identical to the second round of an ice cream cone. After completing, move on to work row 3. Work 1 chain as beginning chain. Then follow the stitch pattern on the chart to crochet. No need for a slip stitch after finishing. That completes row 3. Next, let's work on row 4. Work 1 chain as beginning chain. Turn the work. Then follow the stitch pattern on the chart to crochet. After completing, row 4 is also done. Moving forward, continue referring to the chart. Keep crocheting all the way to row 7. After finishing, move on to crochet round 8. First, carry the yarn across to the third last stitch of row 7. Enlarge the loop. Then pull the working yarn or fabric through the loop. Pull tight. Next, draw the yarn through the corresponding stitch. The carrying yarn technique is now completed. Proceed with the next step. Then, work 1 half double crochet 4 stitches into the last stitch. That is, make 4 half double crochets in the same position. After completing the half double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch is done. Next, crochet along the edge. Here, you can pick up 1-2 strands of yarn from the side to crochet. Or you can pick up stitches to crochet. Start with 1 slip stitch. Then, work 1/2 double crochet, 3 stitches into the same stitch. That is, make 3 half double crochets in the same position. After finishing, crochet 3 slip stitches in sequence. Then, crochet along the other side. Start with 1 double crochet 4 stitches into the same stitch. That is, make 4 double crochets in the same position. After completing, continue crocheting along the edge. When you reach the position of the last row, continue crocheting along the last row. After completing the last slip stitch, leave a yarn tail of about 10 centimeters and cut the yarn. Then, fasten off together with the starting stitch. Consider the right side of this round as the right side of the fabric. Finally, hide all yarn tails on the wrong side. That concludes the 8th round. This completes the explanation of crocheting the lace trim. Next, attach the lace to the starting position of the egg roll. Here, I'll demonstrate the positioning using a small sample. Make sure the right side of the fabric faces out. Align the starting position of the lace trim with the starting position of the egg roll. Roughly align them together. Then, fold it slightly. Place the left side on top, and the right side underneath. Now, let's show. Here, use a glue stick with a needle to secure it. If you have a hot glue gun at home, insert the glue stick into the glue gun, and preheat before using. If not, you can use the inner flame of a lighter to melt the glue stick for securing. You can start by securing the beginning position first. Then proceed to fix it step by step. Pay attention to the area where it's wrapped. Place the right side underneath. At the lace trim position, you can, according to your preference, apply a little dot to slightly secure it. Once secured, the lace border is finished. Up to this point, the lower part has also been explained. Next, let's learn how to make the upper part. It consists of the cover, facial features, the bun, hair and horns. Let's first learn how to crochet the cover. It is made up of section 1, section 2, section 3, and decorative strands. Start by crocheting section 1, then crochet section 2 and section 3 along section 1. After completion, embroider the decorative strands. Section 1 uses the chain ring method for starting. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the starting point. The new stitch technique used is the invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Now, let's show. First, crochet the corresponding number of chain stitches. Then connect it with the first chain stitch. Pick up the back loop. Join with a slip stitch. That completes the starting chain. Now let's crochet the first round. Make 1 beginning chain, then work 12 single crochets into the large space of the ring. While crocheting, weave in the yarn tail. If you can't find the stitch, you can continue and mark it later. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. That completes the first round. Next, please continue following the form. Keep crocheting all the way to the 8th round. After finishing, move on to crochet the 9th round. Start with 5 single crochets. Then work 1 invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Pick the front loops of the next 2 single crochets on the left side, and insert your hook sequentially. Now you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again, and pull through. That completes 1 invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Use this technique for crocheting. The gaps between stitches will be smaller. Next, continue referring to the pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Tighten it. That's how you complete the 9th round. After finishing, move on to the final round. Don't cut the yarn after completing it. Pull up the loop to enlarge it. Or place a marker on the loop. That concludes section 1. Now let's move on to crocheting in section 2. Start with the first round. For this round, you'll need to join a new yarn and crochet. Refer to the chart. Crochet this round through the adjacent single loops of round 12 and round 13. Since the yarn is special, I'll demonstrate using cotton yarn here. The braid closest to you is the chain formed by the slip stitch. The braid farther from you is the stitch of round 9. This round involves picking up the half stitches closest to the slip stitches and the stitches. When crocheting this round, pick up the half stitches near the slip stitches and the regular stitches. As you crochet, if you're having trouble finding the right position, you can pick one strand from the slip stitch and another strand from behind. Basically, just pick 2 strands and crochet. Insert your hook through these 2 strands at the same time. Mind that the first stitch of round 9 is a bit smaller. Make 1 beginning chain, then pick up the corresponding half stitches and crochet. After completing, slip stitch. Pull tight. That's how you complete the first round. Next, continue following the chart. Crochet the remaining rounds of section 2. After finishing, leave a bit of tail and fasten off the yarn, then weave in the end. That concludes section 2. Now let's learn how to crochet section 3. Continue crocheting using the yarn tail from section 1. The new stitches used here are E treble crochet, T half double crochet, and F double crochet. Now, let's show. Continue crocheting following the loops from section 1. Pay attention. I will continue demonstrating with a small sample. This round involves picking up the remaining half stitches from the last round of section 1. Make 1 beginning chain. Then turn the work. Crochet the stitches inside the curly brackets. Curly brackets indicate a large sequence group. Let's start with the first group. Work a single crochet first. Pick up the half stitch of the last stitch from the last round. Then crochet the stitches in the square brackets. Square brackets mean to work stitches into the same position. Work 1 double crochet first. Then work 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Repeat this 3 times. That completes 1 treble crochet. Work another treble crochet in the next stitch. Then work the stitches in the square brackets in the adjacent stitch. After completing them, work 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Work 1 slip stitch. Then crochet 6 chain stitches. Next, dowel 3, which means start at the third stitch from the end. Pick up the front loop of the chain stitch. That is, the back side of the chain stitch. With this strand of yarn. First, work 4 double crochets in sequence. Then continue crocheting along section 1. K stands for skip a stitch. The number after K indicates how many stitches to skip. Here, skip 2 stitches. Then start from the adjacent stitch and follow the stitch pattern in the chart. After completing it, one large sequence is done. Next, work another group. After finishing it, join with the initial single crochet slip stitch. Pull tight. Leave a yarn tail. Hide the yarn tail on the right side of this round. Finally, you can use a glue stick to secure section 3 and section 2 in place. Next, finish it on your own. That concludes section 3. Lastly, on the right side of section 2, randomly embroider small line segments with the corresponding color yarn. Now, let's show. Cut about 50 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn. Thread the needle. First, secure it on the wrong side. Then stitch out. Embroider randomly. Next, continue embroidering based on your preference. After finishing the embroidery, weave in the ends on the wrong side. That concludes the decorations. Up to this point, we've finished the lid. Now let's learn how to make the facial features. Starting with the mouth, the eyes, eyebrows, and ears make up the face. Let's start by embroidering the mouth. Between the second and third rounds from the bottom of section 1, embroider one horizontal line. It should be about 2 stitches long. Align it slightly with the dent in section 3 below. When embroidering, curve it slightly to form a smile. I'll demonstrate the technique next. Cut about 10 centimeters of the corresponding color yarn. Pull out one strand. Thread it into the sewing needle. Secure the yarn tail inside the cover first. Then stitch out at the corresponding position to embroider. Curve it slightly after finishing. Then dip the sewing needle into a small amount of glue. Secure it well. That's how you embroider the mouth. Finally, hide the yarn tails on the wrong side. Next, embroider the eyes between the third and fourth rounds, from the bottom of section 1 in the cover. Leave roughly 1 stitch apart from the mouth on both sides. The quantity of line segments for embroidery is not fixed. Just make sure it looks slightly firm and full. After completing the embroidery, if the yarn tail is still long, embroider eyebrows a little above the eyes. It should take up about 1 stitch distance. The 2 eyebrows should be slightly angled. Secure them with glue after finishing. Next, everyone can complete it on their own. That concludes both the eyes and eyebrows. Next, let's crochet the ears. There are 2 identical ones. Both use the magic ring method to start. Crochet along the starting ring. Now, let's show. Start with a magic ring first. Then chain 1. Next, crochet 1/2 double crochet into the large space of the starting ring. Then make a picket of 1 chain. First, chain 1, then pick up a strand of yarn in front and 1 below. If you're unsure about the exact position, you can roughly pick up 2 strands. Crochet 1 slip stitch. That completes the picket with 1 chain stitch. Chain 1 again. Continue by crocheting 1 slip stitch into the starting ring's hole. Then tighten the ring. Finally, leave a tail of about 25 centimeters and cut the yarn. That completes 1 ear. Next, use the same method to crochet the other ear. After finishing both ears, sew them onto section 1 of the cover. The ears should be roughly level with the eyes and spaced about 4-5 stitches apart from the eyes. Now, let's show. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a sewing needle. Then sew at the corresponding position. When sewing, make sure the pointed end faces outward. After sewing, hide the yarn tail inside the cover. Also hide the starting tail inside the cover. That completes one ear. Sew the other ear in a symmetrical position. Now both ears are done. That concludes the ears section. Next, let's learn how to make the hair. The hair consists of the scalp, braid, and the bun. Start by crocheting the scalp. Use the chain ring method to begin. Follow the magic ring, form a loop. The new stitch technique used is W3 single crochets into the same stitch. Now, let's show. Everyone first refer to the form. Crochet from the starting chain to the third row. Pay attention. Leave the last stitches of the third row unworked. After completing, crochet the fourth row. Make one beginning chain. Turn your work. Then crochet according to the stitch pattern in the table. After finishing, the fourth row is complete. Next, everyone follow the table and keep crocheting all the way to the 8th row. After completing, move on to crochet the 7th round. Make one beginning chain. Turn your work. First, crochet the corresponding number of single crochets. Then, crochet 3 single crochets into the same stitch. That is, crochet 3 single crochets in the same place. After completing, crochet 4 single crochets along the side edge. Pick up 2 yarn strands from the side to crochet. After finishing, slip stitch into each of the next 3 stitches. Then, crochet 4 single crochets along the other side. Next, at the insertion point of the first single crochet in the last row, crochet 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Then join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 7th round. The scalp is now crocheted. Next, let's crochet the curl. Start by chaining 11. Then slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. Note, for the curl, always pick up the inner loop of the chain stitches. Continue with 9 single crochets. This counts as the first curl. Now, at the second stitch of the scalp, make 1 slip stitch. Then chain 11 again. Then, starting from the second to last stitch, crochet the corresponding stitch pattern. After completing it, this will count as the second curl. Then, following the same method, crochet one more. First, make one slip stitch into the adjacent stitch on the scalp. After finishing, this will be the third curl. Next, K stands for skipping stitches. If there is a number after K, it means to skip that many stitches. If there's no number, it defaults to skipping one stitch. Here, skip one stitch. Crochet the next curl. First, make one slip stitch into the adjacent stitch on the scalp. Then, repeat the stitch pattern in the square brackets 3 times. After finishing, take a look. For the curls, almost all of them involve making a slip stitch into the corresponding stitch on the scalp. Then crochet chain stitches and continue hooking the corresponding stitch pattern along the chains. At some positions, you also need to skip stitches on the scalp. Next, everyone continue to refer to the pattern. Finish crocheting all the curls. After completing, make a slip stitch in the first stitch of the 7th round. Pull tight, leave a bit of tail and fasten off the yarn. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side. That's how you complete the curls. Next, start crocheting the bun. Use the chain ring method to begin. Crochet along the starting ring. The new stitch technique used is the FV2 double crochets into the same stitch. Now, let's show. Start with a double magic ring. Then work the first round. Crochet 8 single crochets into the large space of the ring. Finish with a slip stitch to close the round. That completes the first round. Next, we'll work on the second round. Chain 3 as your beginning chain. Then in the first stitch, work 1 double crochet. Consider this beginning chain and double crochet as a special 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Then continue to work 3 more double crochets. Next, work a 2 double crochets into the same stitch. That means working 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Once done, the 2 double crochets into the same stitch is completed. Finally, work 3 more double crochets. Then join with the starting chain, slip stitch. Tighten. This completes the second round. Next, let's crochet the third round. Make 1 beginning chain. Then work slip stitches along the previous round. After completing, join with the braid of the first slip stitch. Work another slip stitch join. This completes the third round. Finally, leave a tail about 30 centimeters long and cut the yarn. This completes the bun. Then secure the bun at the starting point on the scalp. When securing, keep the starting position facing up. Now, let's sew. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a sewing needle. Then sew together the ending position with the starting edge of the scalp. That is, align the holes opposite each other. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends neatly. This assembles the bun as well. Next, let's assemble. First, attach the scalp and braid to the cover. When securing, make sure the large space of the starting point corresponds. Place the braid for the bangs at the center front position. That is, this braid made with double crochets and half double crochets should be placed roughly in the middle. There are 4 on each side. One in front of each ear. And the rest are behind the ears. The middle 3 braids of the bangs need to be folded. Secure the bangs first, and then attach the hair to the cover. Let's start by securing the bangs. First, fold the middle 3 bangs. Start by folding them in half. Then fold again along the crease. After folding, flip it up to the scalp area. If you have pins, you can use them to temporarily secure the folds. Then fold, and secure the other 2 strands. After securing, double-check the positioning. The bangs should roughly align with the 7th or 8th circle from the end. Once the position is right, use a glue stick to secure it. Next, attach the hair to the cover. Make sure the large space from the beginning stitch corresponds correctly. The bangs should roughly align with the 7th or 8th circle from the end. Place one strand of hair in front of each ear. Arrange the rest behind the ears in order. Then use the glue stick to secure everything firmly. Start by attaching the scalp to the cover. Pay attention, don't cover the large hole from the beginning stitch. Then secure the strands of hair in front of the ears. Secure the other strand as well. After securing them, everyone can proceed to fix all the strands at the back on their own. While fixing, if there are still parts of the scalp that haven't been secured, make sure to secure those parts. The strands at the back should generally align with section 3. Now, everyone can complete it on their own. Finally, stick flat back crystals in front of the bun. That concludes the hair. Finally, crochet the horns. There are two identical ones. Both use the foundation chain method to start. Crochet along the starting chain. Everyone, refer to the chart and crochet it properly. After crocheting, sew it onto both sides in front of the hair, attaching it to the cover. Now, let's watch the demonstration. Thread the reserved yarn tail through the sewing needle. Bring the yarn tail to the starting position. Sew it onto the corresponding position on the cover. End with the finishing position facing upward. After sewing, hide the yarn tail inside the cover. Also hide the starting yarn tail inside the cover. That concludes one horns. Following the same method, sew the other horns as well. That concludes the horns. Finally, according to your preference, below the sides of the eyes a little, and in the middle of the eyes, apply some blush. Then assemble the upper and lower parts together. Pull the drawstring from the lower part through the chain space of the upper part. That concludes this egg bag. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.